Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Bakar Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. They continually rule very well. And I'm Shalom to the hopefully elect that's continually plowing in this truth, that's giving our diligence in faith, truth, and sincerity, that's pushing His word. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Everything But a Child of God, or Everything But a Child of the Most High. Because, these people that, that's reside in America, that's comfortable living here in America, all right, which includes these people that call themselves Christians, coming up against the men of the Lord, and in particular the men in Great Millstone. And the thing is that they're the attacks that come against us is really attacks at our nationality, right? Out of many things that they come at us for, all right. Because see, this truth has been kept away from us for so long, and now we're getting close to the end. Now this truth is being made manifest, all right. And now the people of the Lord is being made manifest as well, right? That's you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which consists of the nation of Israel, all right. Because our people, specifically 2/3 of our own people, 2/3 of our own nation, they don't want to accept their nationality, all right. They don't want to accept their nationality. They don't want to accept who they are. And Esau, which is the so-called white man, that's the true biblical nationality, he's furthering that agenda of keeping our people in the dark, not telling them about their nationality. All right, why is that? Because we're of the chosen line. All right, and the so-called white man Esau, including our own people, they'd rather cling on to different nationalities than a nationality of being an Israelite or a Hebrew Israelite. All right, because that's why I titled this video, everything but a child of God, because that's a whole saying that's been said, for a long time now. Especially our people. Our people use that phrase, call me everything but a child of God, child of the Most High. All right. And a statement that's been made by this guy, E.J. Love, saying that, oh well, I don't know who the real Jews are, who the real Israelites are, but I know you're not. All right. And see, that's the thing, man. Because right now, man, it's cool to be everything else, but being a Hebrew Israelite, that's a problem. They don't have no problems with you calling yourself a Muslim or a 5%er or Egyptian, all right? Or they have no problems with you calling yourself a Kemet, a Moabite, a Moor. They have no problems with you calling yourself by those different aliases, those nationalities. But once you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. When you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, all right, and that's prophecy, man. All right, because it says there's going to come a time where we're going to come back to our nationality and we're going to remember ourselves. All right, that's in the book of Baruch. All right, I'm going to get that in a minute. All right, but just to go ahead and start off, I'm going to get the book of Revelation chapter 11 and start at verse 8. Because, like I said before, man, it's a problem when we call ourselves Hebrew Israelites, man. It's a problem when we call ourselves the people of the Lord. All right. If it's not us, then who is it, man? All right. Because the Lord wouldn't just send, Israel. He wouldn't just scatter the nation of Israel and not tell you, where they are, or leave you clues to where they may be. All right. The Lord doesn't deal like that. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." All right. So the place or the great city, all right, which talking about America, because America is that great city. All right. Known as Babylon the Great. Okay. It said, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. Why is it called Sodom and Egypt? Because Sodom, sodomy pretty much, it promotes homosexuality. It promotes being gender neutral. All right. It promotes same-sex marriage, among all other things, man. That's why it's called Sodom, right? Spiritually called Sodom. This is the new Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. It's also known as Egypt. All right. Why is it called Egypt? Because Egypt is synonymous with the house of bondage. All right. If you go into the word Egypt, which the Hebrew word is Montazarium, is it means bondage. All right. To be in bonds. All right. To be captured. To be taken captive. All right. To hold fast. All right. So it said the city, the great city, right, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right. And how is he being crucified? By these different lies being pushed out, especially the image of the false image of our Lord, which they promote him as a so-called white man with long hair and blue eyes. All right. Which that image will go back to a pagan god, pagan Roman god, should I say? All right. So that's how our Lord was crucified. All right. In verse 9 it says, "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." And that's right. They did see our dead bodies for 3 days and a half. All right. Really, that those 3 days and a half is talking about 350 years. All right. That's what it means by 3 days. The 3 days is 300 years, and the half is 50. All right, which is half a year, which is 50 years. So they see our dead bodies for 350 years, right? Now, that started back when we went into captivity in the transatlantic slave trade. All right, and then afterwards, right? And actually, Slacky, I'm not gonna jump the gun on this one. It's gonna go further into it if I keep reading. But it says, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. All right, when you put a dead body in the grave, that means you're putting it to rest. All right, so the nations didn't give us no rest. All right, especially Esau, which is the so-called white man. He didn't give us no rest. All right, so they didn't suffer our dead bodies to be put in graves. Okay, now verse 10 it says, "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them." All right, and that's what they did. Okay, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Now the two prophets represent the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel. Right, because if we read a few verses up, it goes into that about the two olive trees. All right, which are, and the two prophets represents the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Okay, because the prophecy in Ezekiel chapter 37, where it speaks about the stick that was written for Judah, and the stick that was written for Israel. All right, and the two sticks were brought together. Okay. Now, verse 11, it says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them with Solomon." And that's happening right now, man. All right, these people are fearing the men of the Lord, because why is that? Because one of the things that we do, man, we promote, or we push out our nationality. All right, and they fear that. Okay, especially these other nations, man. They fear that, including Esau, man. He fears that. That's why Esau is doing everything that he can to downplay what we say. All right, to downplay the Bible in general. All right, because it's not what we say. All right, because these are not our words. All right, so they're trying to downplay the truth concerning the Bible. All right, concerning our heritage, concerning our nationality. All right, and continue to bash it and to promote these other nationalities, and so Jake can indulge into those nationalities. Okay, but like I said before, man, when we call ourselves Hebrew Israelites, that's a problem to these guys. All right, so after 3 days and a half, right after those 350 years, guess what? Then you had Abba Bivens. Okay, and then after Abba Bivens, that's when this truth started to make itself even more and more manifest as the years went on. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, "And great fear fell upon them which saw them." All right, so these people, these other nations, are fearing, man. Okay, because they see the power. All right, now verse 12, and actually, Slakia, that's it for this precept. I want to grab another one. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3. Now this is at verse 9. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. Yeah, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. It says, let's see. Slakia, I'm starting at verse 8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh by Shemi Shai, until the day that rise up to the prey." Yeah, I'm continue reading on. It says, "Until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even on my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the of people of pure language, that they all call upon the name of Yahweh by Shemi Shai, to serve him with one consent." All right. Now, there's another precept that I wanted. Um, Actually, I was it's like I'm reading out of it. That's a good precept though, about the people that will turn to a pure language, because the pure language is talking about this truth. All right, because that's twofold. It's talking about the truth, and it's talking about the Hebrew language as well. All right, because that's also known as the pure language. Okay, but what I wanted was Hosea. Let's see. It's like it. Bear me for 1 second. It's Hosea chapter 1. All right, it's the book of Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them," right, "Ye are not my people," right, because here in America, man, that's what is being said. It's saying, "Ye are not my people." All right, they call us everything else but a child of the Most High. They call us uh, Negroes, those different bywords that we go by: Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right, even our own people, 2/3 of our own people call themselves these different nationalities. Egyptians, and basically calling themselves Hamites. Everything else but a Hebrew Israelite. They'd rather cling on to anything else but a Hebrew Israelite. All right, because to them, he being a Hebrew Israelite is not cool. All right, it's not what's gonna um, for them, it's for those of them that subscribe to that to those different doctrines and to those different heritages, or should I say those different nationalities. Really they're in it for the money, man. All right. So if it's not making no money, then guess what? They're not gonna cling on to it. All right, because it's not gonna profit them. All right. So once again, it says in the place where it was said, "Ye are not my people," there it shall be said unto them, "Ye are the sons of the living power. You are the children of the Most High." All right. And it says, "Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel." All right, that word Jezreel is really is talking about Israel. Okay. Now I want to go from there. I want to get the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities," right? And this is the land of our captivity. We've been brought here to the Americas to serve slavery. All right, that's part of the curses. Oh, and another thing. All right, these people refuse to accept the fact that the curses makes it very clear who the people of the Lord are, man. All right. If you go and read the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, you can clearly see who that fits, man. Does that fit the so-called Jewish over in the land of Israel today? No, it doesn't. All right. They don't fit those curses. They don't fit the prophecies. Okay. And they damn sure don't fit the image or the visage. All right. Like it says in the book of Job, the visage is blacker than the coal. All right. They don't fit the visage of the children of Israel. All right. Because the children of Israel are or should I say, yeah, the children of Judah, because they call themselves Jews. All right. And that's another thing too, man. Right? That's another question I like to pose to those guys. Well, where are the rest of the tribes at? All right. You call yourself the Jews. All right. Where's Benjamin? Where's Levi? All right. Where's I go further than that. Where's Issachar? You know, where's Naphtali? Where's Asher? Where's Ephraim? All right. Where's Reuben? Where's Gad? And they're not gonna be able to answer you that, because the whole nation, the nation supposed to be nation Israel supposed to be set back in the land of Israel when the Lord returns. All right. So guess what? The whole nation of Israel is not back there, man. All right. So who are the people that are calling themselves the Jews today, man? Or should I say so-called Jews? They call themselves Jewish. All right. It's the so-called white man. They call them really those are the Khazars. All right. They go back to the line of Amalek. Okay. And the Lord spoke about Amalek. The Lord said He has indignation against Amalek forever. Okay. For it says, I keep reading in this same verse. It says, "But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." All right. So now we're remembering ourselves. We're coming back to our nationality. All right. We're coming back to our true power. And these people are fearing us because of that, man. All right. They fear us because we're coming back to the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're coming back to our heritage. All right. Because guess what, man? Back then, during the ancient world, um, the nations feared us when we came out of the land of Egypt. All right, because they knew that the power the power that we had was the true power. All right, and if any of those nations were to come and mess with us, then guess what? They were gonna get dealt with. All right, that's why they didn't want to. Basically, they stayed away from us, man. All right, they didn't want to come up against us. They didn't want to fight against us, because they knew that if they did, they were gonna get messed up. All right, just like today, man. So-called white man, deep down inside, the so-called white man knows that if he lays a hand on us, then that's his ass on a silver platter. All right. But Esau, being the devil that he is, he's still going to try and upset the prophecies by trying to do away with the 144,000, the elect. All right, to ensure that his kingdom lasts forever. Right, and forever I mean forever. All right, so that's pretty much it on this lesson. Um, Lord willing, y'all can edify with this video, and that just goes to show you, man, that these people, they will continue to deny us being Hebrew Israelites. They'll deny it all the way to the grave. And you know what? I mean, they can deny it to the grave all they want to, man. They're gonna take it right into the or they're gonna keep denouncing our nationality until the missiles come and take them all away, man. Until the missiles come and knock them upside the forehead. Okay, so with that, um, Lord willing, I can was edified with this video. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai, and our double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone that rule very well, and our peace and safety to the hopefully elect that's continually laboring in this truth, that's giving it your all 110%, in all faith in this truth, and in all sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.